everyone, Lau here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome in 2022. I think the day I release this video will be probably New Year, so I hope you had a good New Year's Eve and started good into the new year. For me right now it's still the old year, but so this year I don't think that I will make like a kind of a recap video of what 2021 brought to my channel, because it has not like changed a lot, and I think I have really settled in with the content that I'm doing, other than what it was in 2020, because that was really like, I started off with not knowing that that would be the year of the pandemic thing, and then I changed the content from more cosplay, Star Wars, Disney up completely to that vintage toy collecting content that I'm doing. But this year, or last year for you, so 2021, was pretty consistent and with the stuff that I did. So I'm really happy with what my channel is at the moment. It's fun for me. Sometimes can be a little bit stressful, but I mean that's normal. It really gives me like a lot of fun to show you the stuff that I find at flea markets, buy online, that was out in the 90s and 80s, all that good stuff. So that won't change in the new year. So hello, if you're just finding the way to my channel, please subscribe if you're absolutely into all that stuff that you already see behind me. And let's get started with my Christmas, what I got myself for Christmas vintage toy haul. I think I've already explained in the last Vlogmas video that it's not really that I get like surprise from any one of my family with like vintage toys or all that stuff, so because they really don't know what they should get me. So I got a little bit of normal stuff from them, like, you know, I got a mug, I got a nice brush, I got socks, stuff like that. But I also put things that I bought myself under the Christmas tree, just to like, yes, this is stuff that at least my family gave a little bit of money to, so they helped me purchase the stuff, but also a lot of stuff is just purchased by me. So let's just start with probably the big main thing. And it's this. This is a My Little Pony Dream Beauty. I purchased one. Finally, I have one in my collection, and it's really still strange to hold this in my hand because I'd just seen that on photos. I didn't know that they were existing back then when I was little, and they are really, really cute. This one is not in the best condition. You can see it has really short hair and like short tail and mane. It's not supposed to be like this. They should actually have really long hair, and I mean, it's cut. The rest is in okay condition, a little bit of paint drop, and these are so freaking expensive that I actually was like, I will never have one. It's okay, maybe I can find one at a flea market because someone thinks it's a Barbie horse. No, probably will never happen. But I wanted to have at least one, and I saw this one. This was like an eBay auction, and I think it started at 20 euro, which is like, I can be lucky with this price if it doesn't go up too high. And maybe not a lot of people want one with cut hair, so let's try it. And I won this auction. I was not the only one bidding on it, so it went higher than I would have loved to, but at around 40 euro, I think 40 euro 50, this is what I paid. And this is then just, this is the present from my parents. Like, what does that mean? My Little Pony Dream Beauty. What has it got to do with My Little Ponies? I mean, they look really different, right, from the statue. They were like kind of a sub toy line from My Little Pony that Hasbro started in I think it was around the year 88, so 89, 90. When they wanted to do something else, maybe a little bit grown up My Little Ponies for a little bit different target audience, or maybe when the small children got older and they should still be interested in ponies, because you know they are more elegant and they are more in line with what Barbie horses would look, but still way smaller, because I had really not like a good idea how big or small they would be. I mean, you see them in pictures, but you can never really tell what I mean, the proportions, yes, but how big and small they are. But they are definitely way smaller than for the Barbie horse. Now, I don't have a Barbie horse to show you, but I have a horse that's really similar to a Barbie horse, and that's Silky Mane from Lady Lovely Locks. So size comparison wise, this would be like a normal Barbie horse size and statue and the way it looks. So it's a little bit of a hybrid in between, right? Because it still has the cuteness and the intricate details, especially this one, because this is a Circle Dancer from the Showtime Beauties. So there were different sets. Most of them only had 3 or 2 ponies in them, and the Showtime Beauties were looking like, you know, carousel horses with these intricate saddles that are sculpted on, and they still have the cuteness and the color schemes of the normal My Little Ponies, but they have more or less the statue of a Barbie horse, not as muscular, you know, those horses like Lady Lovely Locks, Silky Mane here. You can see they are more realistic, not as realistic. Size-wise, they are really similar to the smaller Fashion Star fillies. So this is one of the Sassy 16 Fashion Star fillies from Kenner. So this is a little bit similar. But I think they were not that popular because they were discontinued pretty fast. I have one pamphlet here. I've shown that to you, but maybe just for you who haven't watched that video, I can show you a little bit some more of them. Dream Beauties, there you can see different, some of them had these kind of rainbows all over them. Some of them were more translucent with glitter. Then you had those that had these little pouches there, which had a little perfume or like a hand cream or something. Yeah, here's the other one from the Showtime Beauties. There were some that had wings. So they are very popular nowadays, very expensive. They're not out a lot, but I finally have one. So Circle Dancer. I think her hair still looks good. I styled it nice. It was really also another nut that was really frizzy. That was like, it's the same hair as My Little Pony, really nice quality nylon hair. So at least it looks good, and it's stunning. I don't know if you are able to rehair them because, you know, they're hard plastic, and they just have this split in the middle that you could open. I don't know how you would do that without destroying it, and then you could maybe put new hair in. I don't know if that's a thing. That's why she will probably just stay in this condition and be still like a really amazing piece of my pony collection. Okay, let's get to something else, pony adjacent, that I got for Christmas, or got myself for Christmas. And it's this mountain of cassette tapes. Yes, I actually thought that I would just get like these cassette tapes when I find them at flea markets, and that's also the main thing I want to do. I don't want to like buy a lot of the stuff online, but this was something like, this seller had these three other things that I also wanted, and then this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 8 cassette tapes, and I think if you break it down to what I paid them, it was like 16 euro for them, so that's like a really good price. And normally the pony cassette tapes tend to get a little bit more expensive. Yeah, which ones are they? So it's not a complete set or anything, but we have number 2. Here's a number 5. Then there is a number 6, which is a Christmas special. Then, 8 I have actually twice, but I will show that to you. They are different. And then here is number 10, 9 and 10. So, but as they are not really, they're really episodic. You can listen to them and it's like, well, it's fine. It's really made for small children, I have the feeling, and I'm not really enjoying the voices because some of the ponies that you're actually used to being girls are voiced by male voice actors, like Double Firefly and Sundance. They are like voiced by male voice actors. Like, I don't know, it's really strange. And also the whole production, it's like, I will listen to all of them. I have listened to a couple of them. They are good, okay, but I would not really recommend to really listen to them. It's more a collecting thing. You have them in your collection if you're collecting ponies, and that's fine. They were released in 1988 and 89, so that's the time when these were released. So you can see the covers. They're made by the company CBS. And they are available in these 2 variants. So every episode you can get in the variant that has this CBS Family Shop logo and is like the balloons are up here and here the balloons are down here, and it has a red edge and here it has a blue edge. So other than that, they are not different. But I don't know, maybe these were the later releases and these were the earlier releases. It's what I guess. Other than that, they're not different. You can see it's the same picture, the same stuff is at the cassette tapes. So, and the later ones, both of them have this CBS Family Shop here. They are in German, you can see Mein Kleines Pony. So I think this cassette tape culture from children's toy lines is really a thing more like common in Europe, especially in Germany. But yeah, there's another one, right? Yeah, this is very different to the others. You see the format is different. This is like sideways, you have to hold it. And this is also by a different company called Remus. And they did just a couple of these cassette tapes. They are like released earlier, so 86, 87, so a couple of years before these. And they are actually just read out stories that were also released as little books, or very similar to the magazine stories, more in line with that canon, you could say, with like Majesty as one of the main characters, etc. And they are just read out by one woman. I have not really listened to it closely. I just had a very short listen. Whereas these are really like audio cassette stories, really with different voice actors and a little bit higher production value. Still, these are pretty okay. What I like about this is you can see the cassette. It's really nice. It has a sticker, has a My Little Pony logo on here. Whereas these cassettes themselves are just normal plastic, no sticker, no My Little Pony logo. But these, like the booklets, are very cool because it has this double booklet, and then you can fold it out. There's a little advertisement for the magazines and all that stuff. And inside there are lots of little coloring pages, and this one is already colored. You can see that. I think all of them are colored, so I guess they were all belonging to the same girl. Let's check another one. Yeah, at least halfway. Yeah, but this was not the only thing cassette tape inspired that was also from this seller. But I should get all of the stuff from the same toy line here for you at once. Yeah, She-Ra. I got my very first She-Ra toys and a cassette tape as well. She-Ra is a toy line that I have nothing else of. So I've never found anything at flea markets. Although I have found a couple of items actually from its kind of big brother toy line, He-Man. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe is, you could say, the male equivalent toy line to She-Ra. He-Man, Masters of the Universe, you know that tough big guy He-Man who transforms into the most powerful man in the universe with his sword, and I have the power and all of that stuff. Maybe it rings a bell. Yes, 82 I think that toy line started in 84. They decided to do something also for the girls, because there were also girls playing with He-Man, and so it was like, yeah, of course we could also do even more girly toy line that belongs together with it because it's in the same universe, and the main character is She-Ra or Adora, and she is the sister of He-Man, but it has its own toy line, its own cartoon series was produced, and they are, you can see, more in line with what you would call dolls other than action figures. Let's put them like this, because they have brushable hair. I can show you a size comparison. This is a female character from the He-Man toy line, so this is Teela, and they have the same statue, the same size. Their whole bodies are a little bit different, and also the way the legs are. So the He-Man figures have those rubber bands in the legs, where the She-Ra toys, they have the normal, more like Barbie legs that can just move back and forth. And yeah, you can see brushable hair. So obviously, but I know that it was pretty popular with girls. Not for a very long time, because it just lasted from 84 around that time until 87, but that's a couple of years, right? And yeah, also this cassette tape, this is a very German thing. And let's bring them close to the camera. The main character, this is She-Ra. This is actually not her first release. This is the release from 86, so from the second wave, you could say. I think the only difference is like actually in her accessories and in her way she's been able to move, because when you move up one arm, the other one follows. You cannot move up one arm only, and so this is clear to me. This is actually supposed to be the Starburst She-Ra. She would have a huge cape that would fold up if you would move the arms up, and she would actually have other clothes. Then yeah, this is not belonging to her, this little skirt thing. You can remove that. That's actually, but it is from the toy line, so this belongs, I think, to Double Trouble. She would have a different skirt. She would have a cape, as I said. She would have the typical crown that you could put around her eyes, upwards or downwards, with glittery like stickers on top. She would have a sword and shield and all that stuff, a comb obviously, and they were also, like the He-Man figures, released with a mini comic in the packages. So this is another one. You can see she's wearing the same skirt. I don't know why the seller had all of these Double Trouble skirts and nothing else for them, but they were a good price. And as I said, I also got the cassette tapes, the pony cassette tapes from the same seller, so I was just like, let's get them. I have no She-Ra figures whatsoever. I will probably never find any of them at a flea market. Let's get a little bit into it. So this is Frosta. She's from the first wave. Her hair is in gorgeous condition. I mean, She-Ra's hair was not so nice, but I managed to get it okay. But still, it looks okay. Frosta is, you know, it already sounds like it, one of the characters. She has like ice powers, and you can see like she is normally like normal movement. Her movement is normal. She can move like her arms just like normally. That's the difference with this She-Ra. That's why I can tell that she's from the second release. also she is very incomplete. I mean, at least she has still her gem, like same as her. Sometimes these also fall out, but yeah, she would also have like a cape and a skirt and a wand, like a big blue wand, a comb and a comic. Yeah, from 84, second release from 86. I have another one from the second release, and this is Catra. So she is the antagonist from the She-Ra line. She, depending on if you're considering the story from the mini comics or from the Filmation cartoon or from the cassette tapes, it's always a little bit different. But sometimes she's really evil, sometimes she's just a little bit like always butting heads with She-Ra and the other girls. But she is the cat lady. She is Catra actually. Yeah, her tail is missing. She would have a fluffy tail. She would also come with a fluffy gray skirt. She would have a cat mask and a shield that looks like a cat. So she's like a cat-like, you know. This is also the second release of Catra. So Catra also has a first release, and she looks different in the first release. Her clothes or her painting is different. This is the so-called scratch and sound Catra. So it's like as if she would scratch, you know. This is just a little lever here at the back of her torso, so she can just like. What I'm really surprised about is the way her head is done. So her head is on a ball joint. When I really push it upwards, it gets really loose and always falls back. You can squeeze it a little bit down and it holds better. Some of the figurines you see with squeezed super down, that looks like horrible, but it's different than what these have. So these have like a normal, just movable head from side to side, so it's not on a ball joint. So I don't know if that's specific for this Catra or these are different releases. I'm not that good with She-Ra yet, but I was always really intrigued by this toy line. The main thing that I'm actually really into for that toy line is the animals, because they're also horses, a little bit smaller than these, but also more in the Barbie horse like statue thing. There is like Catra's riding animal is like a lion. She's called Claudine. They are really cool play sets and really cool, you know, like vehicles, like the Butterflyer, and really great. And there are a lot of figurines released, and all of them have like this statue. Some of them have more clothes, some of them have more like special features, like, you know, wings at the back, etc. So I don't know necessarily if I really want to get into a huge collection of them, but they were always intriguing to me, and now I've stepped my first foot into them, at least to have a couple of figurines to be able to say, okay, I have something from that toy line, which is actually pretty interesting to me. Yeah, and the seller also had a cassette tape together with these 3 She-Ra figures, so I was like, oh, that's actually a good price also then to get these 3 and the cassette tape, because these can also be very expensive. I don't know, for some reason most people want like around 10 euro for one cassette tape. It's just like, I'm more willing to pay maybe 2 or 3 euro per cassette tape, and not 10, but so at least I have one of them now. So here you can see the logo. This is it, She-Ra, Princess of Power. Some also don't call that a toy line directly She-Ra, they more call it Princess of Power, as like in He-Man, and then He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. So it's like the subtitle or the direct title of the toy line. Here you can see this is the lion, this is Claudine, this is Catra's riding animal. Here are really the toys were really taken photos of for the cover. This is Glimmer, this is the only male character, this is Bo from that toy line, and I have given this cassette tape a listen to. It's just nothing very special on the inside and not on the cassette tape. It's not really good, I have to say. It doesn't even have an opening song or anything, and it's, I don't know, I did not really enjoy listening to that cassette tape. The voices were okay, I think. other than with the My Little Pony cassettes where the voices are really like but the story, I don't know. But it's also one that's really from the middle. It's number 5, so maybe I cannot really judge by just listening to that one cassette tape. And a cool thing, this seller, he had all of these cassette tapes and the Pony and She-Ra, the She-Ra dolls. And he had more, but also a Polly Pocket that I wanted. And so this was this one big package that also then was like with all of the stuff in there under the Christmas tree. And I, like Christmas Eve, I had like a good look at all of that. So it was really nice to have a little bit like nice stuff also under the Christmas tree. I mean, it's also nice to have a brush, but like, you know. This was just €6. What? I don't know, it was a really strange listing because he had all in one listing. Just with, I don't know, 20 pictures, and in every picture there were a lot of different stuff, and this was in one of the last pictures, and Polly Pocket was not in the name of a listing, so I guess no Polly Pocket collector had ever seen that. But this is from the, like, people love that collection. It's the fairy collection, or fairy fun collection with all of these star-shaped ones. So this is the Fairy Fantasy, the purple one I did not yet have. And it even comes with figurines. It does not come with the correct figurines. I definitely could not see that in the picture because it was just laying out like a lot of stuff was were on these pictures. I just could see that it has some Polly figurines in there. Okay, not the fairy and not the seal that belongs into that compact, but it is amazing. These are so beautiful, and it's from 1992, so although it is, people consider 1992 still one of the more like earlier years of Polly Pocket, I consider it right in the middle of the line, right? They were already so like glittery, colorful, beautiful, and a lot of details. So it's always amazing to see what they were able to fit in that like weird star shape, but as it is like, you know, it looks like would be the structure of a tree here, and with all of these holes that you can see look through in the wood, in the forest. And this is this beautiful like fairy swing back and forth. You could sit a Polly doll there. It's really whimsical with these mushrooms there, and it's glittery. It's not super glittery, but if you look, for example, to the stickers back there, it has its glitter. So all of the details are painted in these so beautiful colors. And there's a little waterfall. Here we have a little pond? Yeah. Then here's a little bridge over the pond. Here is a little teeter-totter, or whatever you would call that. You could put figurines over there and they would swing back and forth. Then we have like tree stumps here with, you know, for sitting and having a I don't know, tea time. And here is another tree stump as a seat, and everything is like, it's really, really beautiful. This you can put your figurine through there. And yeah, the front is nice purple, and the back shows the Bluebird logo, 1992. So which figurines were in there? Strangely enough, one of the Disney figurines. So this is Jasmine from the Aladdin compact from 1995. I had to restore her a little bit, so she was really chipped, but it looks nice, looks okay again. And then two that are more really belonging to Polly Pocket. So yeah, these two figurines. So this is Polly, and I don't know what her name is. She looks a little bit like Pixie, but I'm not sure. They are actually later Polly releases. They are from 1996, and they go into those like open play sets. from the Polly Funfair collection. So they are both actually from the Happy Flyers or Rocket Ride. So it looks like it's a funfair and there's a little carousel in there. Not the carousel, it really looks more like a rocket ride. They are both belonging in there. Their faces were chipped off, so I just repainted them a little bit. I'm not the best in repainting them, but it looks okay. Yeah, and all of that for €6. I mean, never had such a good deal in case of Polly Pocket, because these, even just the shells, can be pretty expensive. Oh, and then I have gotten pretty lucky with another toy line that I just did a big haul during my Vlogmas series. So if you remember that I was talking about Keypers, and yeah, maybe this has sparked my interest in Keypers again, that I had this one package with 5 Keypers in there, and that I've now started getting a little bit more into searching online for Keypers again. And yeah, I was really lucky with one very small bunny. This is the rabbit, so the small bunny. It's called Blossom. You've seen me unbox this big rabbit. This is the small one. Its color scheme is same as the big one. It's red, light pink, and then white. And yeah, this was something that I don't know, I just found it for a buy now price on eBay, and was like under €10, around 8 I think. So this was just like, if this still arrives, I can also put it under the Christmas tree. And it arrived a couple of days before Christmas, so it was just like, yeah, Merry Christmas to me. Second set Keypers, because you can see that from the glittery eyes and the very, very long hair. I'm not even sure, I think the first Keypers set did not have the rabbits. So, and this one, it looks a little bit as it as wearing a diaper here with this pin, and it has these sculpted on lovely flowers. And it is also called Blossom, so it makes sense with these flowers. Also the shoes and the face, and the sculpt in general is really lovely. It has beautiful long hair, and the only thing that I can see here is a little bit of color that I don't get off. It probably is from a pencil, something from a biro. So yeah, 87, that's around the time when the second set Keypers were first released. And this is really, really sweet. Guys, but that was not the big Keypers thing that was laying under the Christmas tree. I got myself the swan. I wanted to have Princess, that's her name, for such a long time. I know I haven't been actively purchasing Keypers for over a year, or maybe a year, I think, before the last purchase that I had like in December. Before that, I found one at a flea market, and then the last one before that was last Christmas, just a small Keyper. So I have been like not really losing interest, but it was not on my really one of my main focuses to look out for Keypers. But I wanted to have the swan so bad. Actually, it's probably my favorite after the horses, so after the ponies, because you know I'm a pony girl. And if you've seen some of my old Christmas photos that I showed you, that were actually not Christmassy, it was just a photo of my childhood. One of my classmates or kindergarten group friends had one of the Keyper swans. Not this one though, it was I think the music Keyper. The swan has been released, I think, it's one of the most released Keypers. There has been a release in the first set of the Keypers where the swan would just have a small forelock. I don't know if you can see that, but actually here it has this forelock, and then it has the long hair. There's a pretty big gap in between. So the first release swan just had this forelock, very short hair. Also the beak was, I think, pink, and in general it was not as glitzy and cutesy concerning the colors. Then this is the second set release, so the one that's like purple and pink all over, has the glittery eyes, It has lots of accessories. Oh, by the way, I also have the finder to that one. And then there have been 3 more releases at least. So there have been this 1 or 2 music keepers and 1 jewelry keepers swan. They have all different colors. Some are more like yellow and pink, some are more darker, like a pink and purple colors. So this is my favorite color combination. I mean, this is the girliest probably, and I think it's complete. eBay auction, strangely enough, I think other than me there was just one other person bidding on it. I found this auction actually at first I found it for 40 euro, and I was like, I don't want to bid on it for 40 euro. I mean, yeah, it's complete and everything, and I really wanted to have this complete. But then I just clicked on let's view this auction for a while, and suddenly the auction, like the price dropped. So I don't know if that's possible, that the seller can change the starting price from an auction, because then the starting price was not 40 but it was just 20. And then I was just like, okay, now I want to try to win this auction. And yeah, I think I won it for 34 or 32 or 34 euro, which I consider is a good price. You can get this keeper on its own maybe for 15, 20, around that price. But it's mostly really incomplete, cut hair, very yellowed. And mine has, let's get it close to the camera. I think mine has almost all of its accessories. So you can see it has the crown. Well, this used to be more of a pink color. This is also super sun yellowed in the sun. But I actually quite like it. It looks a little bit golden now because it's glittery, see-through gold. I leave it like this. I have no idea if you can get back these see-through plastic with you know, the Salam 40 cream, the hydrogen peroxide. I don't know if you can do that. Anyways, it has the scarf, guys. I've almost never seen these cloth pieces, so these fabric pieces to the keepers. This is the original swan scarf. So it has just the Velcro here, this little bow, and it looks like this. The back side is this other papery, glitzy fabric, and it comes with the key. The key shows the name, so Princess, that's the name. And it comes with a brush. The brush is also here. And it comes with the ring, the key ring. I'm not sure if this is the correct one because I've seen pictures where it looks more purple. But anyways, it comes with the key ring. It could be the correct one. So it has this heart-shaped keyhole, so you can also open up keepers with your fingernails, but it's so much cooler if you have the correct key. So that's the main focus, the main thing of keepers. You have a lot of storage in there. So you could put a lot of stuff in there. For example, this finder that came with it, so that's called, what's it called? Perkins? I think Perkins? I think that's the name. So, whoops, let's put him in there. And then you can close it. Yeah, so it also came with this little ribbon here. I'm not sure if the keepers came with these ribbons. It could also be a pony ribbon, to be honest. It really looks from the cut and the material, it could be an original pony ribbon. So the color actually was a little bit more you know, orangey, so it was discolored. I have had it for the last 4 days in my window front with the hydrogen peroxide on it. Has almost returned to its like original color. Over here it is still a little more orangey, so after this video I will put it back, put new hydrogen peroxide on it, and we'll put it in my window again. So although it's really not sunny here at all, it kind of works. So the other ones that I had in the other haul also are almost back to its correct color. Not all of them. The bears are a little bit more persistent, so the green is not that easy to remove from the blue color, but white and pink is pretty easy to get back to its original color. So yeah. And the last two things are G1 My Little Ponies. How else could it be? No vintage toy Christmas for me without getting Generation 1 My Little Ponies. These are pretty special, although right now you just know, like, why are those so special? This is just peachy, right? You have peachy quite a lot, and I mean, this is minty, yeah. This was the starting point here, because I wanted to have a minty. Minty is the only one of the first 6 ponies, the first released ones, the first like collector's ponies that I was missing. I do not have a minty. I don't know, she's gotten pretty hard to find here. I don't see her very often. And then I saw this one. I was like, why is this more expensive than I would think? Oh, so this is a Nirvana pony. This one as well. What does that mean? That just means she has been released and produced in a country far, far away. So she's not a normal European release. She's not a normal US release. And those ponies, especially if you're not living in that country, are hard to get. And they're always a little bit different than the normal releases. And so I was like intrigued. Okay, this is a minty and I want to have a minty. And it's even a special one. And for being this special like Nirvana pony, the price isn't even that bad. And yeah, I was really intrigued to find out really what country it is, because the person who was selling it was not sure. Let's start with Minty here. So in general, Minty, as I said, one of the first 6 ponies, green, white hair, and these clover symbols. Released in 82, so the first year of My Little Pony. But when you look into the eyes, you can already tell that she looks a little bit different, right? The eye paint is different, and when you look under the hooves, well, at first it doesn't look that different. It just says 82 and then Hasbro patent, but nothing else. So my first thought was like, well, it's a no country pony. Does that mean it's been released in Spain? No. These no country Spain released ponies, they are later ponies. There may be also some earlier ones, but this immediately did not look like a Spain released pony, and I've never heard of no country Spain ponies from the first 6. And then I researched, and it was really hard, and I'm still not really sure, because this pony is a little bit of a mystery to me. I think she is an RG, so I think she's an Argentinian release. Those are a little bit harder to identify. The small baby Argentinian ponies, they have a stamp that says made in Argentina. Most of the big, so the adult ponies, do not. Some of them have like 2-digit numbers, then you can directly tell, but a lot of them just have the Hasbro or whatever. They don't have a country under there. But I have looked at so many different Argentinian minties now that I'm pretty sure this is an Argentinian minty. And the strange thing about mine is that the sides, so the symbols, are different. They are different at both sides. So not even that these are thin and these are thick. Did you count them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And there are minties from Argentina that have 8 of these small, so these thinner clovers, and some of them have 8 of these thicker clovers. And then there are ones that have 7 of the thick clovers. But I've never heard of a pony that has both, that on one side has thick clovers, 7, and 8 thin clovers. Is this something, if you're also very well read into the Nirvana ponies, into other country releases, etc., if you know a lot about that, have you heard about that? Because I have not. You can definitely tell, and it's not that someone changed the symbols. They are real, they are not repainted, or this is not a custom. Also the eyes, they speak Nirvana pony to me. Here some of the plugs are missing, and I'm not even sure if I want to replace that because it's still original. The only thing I can tell that someone had previously opened the head and had put some strange glue in there. I removed that, but she's really clean from the inside, and also her tail has not been changed, so it is an original normal washer in there. I guess it could be that this is just a tail from a different pony put in there, but it's not that someone had these normal like zip ties in there or something that you would do if you rehair it. And I also don't think it is rehaired or anything, because why would you rehair it like this? So to me, it's really a mystery, but this pony is so special. She's super cute, obviously, still, although her eye paint is a little rough. And this thing with the clovers, it's very special to me. So, but from what I can tell, she probably is an Argentinian release. And what about this Peachy? It comes from the same seller. It's a normal like German seller, private seller, who had these ponies listed just under like foreign releases question mark or something. And yeah, I paid 40 euro per pony. They won these auctions with this price. So at first I won this one, and I was like, well, I was not that interested in this Peachy at first, but when I had won this pony, I was like, maybe just get both of them. I mean, how often do you see like foreign released ponies that are not just like Italy or, I don't know, Macau maybe, but Macau is also pretty rare, but Macau has been released over here in Germany, so those Macau produced ponies were released in Germany. These not. The special thing about this Peachy is, so the crazy thing about Peachy here is that she doesn't have any markings under her hooves, and they are super flat, so they're not even this concave, what typical G1s have. So at first I was like, is that even a real pony? Is that a fakey? But no, she is real, and also from the body you can tell that she was manufactured somewhere else. Her whole plastic is way different. It's more shiny, it's more squishy, it's just very different. And also from the general look in her eyes, you can see it looks again a little bit different. And from my research with this one, I'm pretty sure she was produced in Mexico. So she is a Mexican Peachy. In Mexico, back then, the first released ponies were done by a company called Lily Lady, and you can identify them by that they have a special stamp here that says Lily Lady. It's a special, it's a Mexican toy company and toy producer that also, like back then, did, for example, had the Star Wars license for Mexico, etc. But apparently, the factory burned down after they had produced just the first 6 ponies, and every other pony after those produced in Mexico was then made by a company called Euriken or Auriken, and they are known for not having anything under their hooves. So this is an Auriken Mexican produced Peachy, and her symbols used to be more purplish, so they are pretty faded, but I'm also pretty sure I don't want to do anything about it because she's original. I don't want to change that. So also her hair, I mean, both of the hair were in really rough condition. I think I managed to get it really nice again. She has this really super soft light pink hair color. Her eyes are, you can just tell that she looks a little bit different. Also, she has some markings that are just in the vinyl itself. her head does not fit so nicely onto the body, so it's a different production. If you compare it to two of my other peaches that I have, for example, you can really tell the difference, since this is my Italian peachy, so one of my Italian peaches. I have another one that also again looks different, but you can definitely tell it's meant to be the same pony, but it's different. Peachy has been released most often with a pretty powder, so with a play set, but some foreign releases also were just released normally on card. I have another peachy, for example, this is a Hong Kong peachy, one of the different versions, but you can tell all of them look so different. And I think I have now 5 or 6 peaches, 5, and literally all of them are different. It's so interesting. Peachy is one of the most common ponies, but it's really fun to collect all the different variants of her. So yeah, that just might be a normal peachy, but to me it's very special, and this is something that I might get more into concerning G1 ponies. Not necessarily that I will get a lot of them, because they are more expensive when you get these foreign produced ponies. But this is something that's so interesting to find out all about those variants, and then you can compare them. And even if you have the same pony twice and it's produced in the same country, sometimes the paint looks different, or they have a little bit of a different hair color, and it's not always just because of time that changed the ponies. Such an interesting topic. Yeah, that's everything that I wanted to show you for today. That's everything that was laying under the Christmas tree for me. Actually, just purchased by myself. But I know that you enjoy vintage toy hauls, so. And it's also nice for a change that I did not have all of those boxes here and just unbox the toys, because then they are not in good condition. I have restored all of them. I've done all of their hair, cleaned everything, and so it's really presentable for you. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you have a really good start into the new year. And yeah, I have not really like super plans for the channel. I definitely want to pick up the Pony Magazine showcase videos again. I will do more pony showcase videos, and along the way, hauls. I will try, when flea markets are happening, to go to them, you know, flea market hunts, all about my favorite 80s and 90s vintage toys. So thank you for watching. See you soon, and may the toys be with you. Bye!